A pair of old, worn eyes. The eyes of a well-travelled man. My name is George. I recently turned 76, and I've lived the past 30 years in the ever-growing city of Geelong. I was born here too, a lifetime ago. It has been such a long journey, so many experiences, all but a distant memory. I sit in this chair and wait for nothing, and to tell you a story, 76 years in the making. I went into the Air Force in World War II, into Flight 1386. When I returned, to my dismay, my father had passed away. Apparently he had a poor heart, drifted away during his sleep. I loved my dad. He was, in my eyes, a great man. But the truth is, the light that burns twice as bright only burns half as long. There was no replacing my father. In the years to come, my mother became depressed. She started mixing prescription drugs with vodka. She died soon after. The world was improving, but mine wasn't. My father was 45, my mother 51. Not long after, I met Sarah, an apprentice tailor with an undying love of horses. I found someone I could relate to. Without regret, we got married later that year. She was my muse, my eternal love, my always and forever. 3 years ago, my always and forever broke her promise, died of breast cancer. I guess I was wrong. Sarah and I had 2 children. God, they grow up so fast. I haven't spoken to the oldest since Sarah's funeral. As soon as they were born, I never had time for them. Like most men, I was slave to money and to my job. This photograph was taken 6 years ago. Nothing but a memory now. We went there for our 50th anniversary. It was the saddest anniversary I've ever been on. And there was no avoiding Sarah's future. We sat at the table in the restaurant for 30 minutes before either of us uttered a word. Yeah, I was never any good in uncomfortable situations. When I turned 50, I retired and moved back to Geelong, and I've lived here ever since. We bought this house for about $40,000 in 1975, and I don't think I've been on a holiday since. Well, we had to cut back on luxuries to pay for it. No fantastic memories, no experiences, 30 years lost, forgotten children. Sarah died. Well, that brings me to now. I've got more pictures in a photo album. They will tell the same story. How sad. I can sum up 76 years of life and my achievements in just 3 minutes. What have I done with my life worth mentioning? I had so many dreams stepping off that boat back from the war, but the past no longer exists, except within my mind and the pages of a dusty photo album. This house that once held my family, my dreams, is now a tomb for me. A tomb to carry out the final act. An unusual tomb, but my life is read in the walls like hieroglyphics. My eulogy in these pictures, my hallway, the dusty furniture, the children I never see. Many times do I sit by that fire pondering the time, how long is left. Like the embers in the fireplace, the flame does not last forever. 10 years ago at Christmas we used to sit round the table as a family. Now we only sit one place. I like the candles, not as harsh as the electricity. They're so homely, so unobtrusive. They're my friends at dinner, flickering and bright, unlike the children I never see. Well, occasionally people come round to see if I'm still alive. I buy for them tea, they sit for a few minutes, tell them how good my life is, only to see the real truth prominent in their expression. I'm good, I'd say, but they see beyond that. You see, I don't want people to worry about me. I get along okay. It was just a sore throat at first, nothing to worry about. I get them often in the winter, but this one stayed. Weeks later it became harder to breathe, so I convinced myself to go to the doctor's. He sent me to go have some tests. There the referral stayed on my fridge, along with the rubbish collection calendar. I don't give myself very long, but the past 20 years have been long enough. And so we enter the final phase of greeting death, acceptance. You know, sitting in front of the TV, I've seen some amazing things, or some terrible. Kennedy, September 11, D-Day. But on the occasional glance away from the TV, you can see how wonderful this world really is. The trees in my backyard, the sun bringing light to my otherwise blind life, the view of the bay from Eastern Beach, the picturesque city I live in. There's plenty of time to savour it in my photo album, but like the plants I tend to, they wilt away. The curtain comes down on every play, and each actor exits the stage. We all have to face it. My photo album is a celebration of my life. I'll look forward to seeing you flicking through my album. My eyes are growing tired. My sight fades out. The sun sets on the day.